Yeah, giddy up, horsey. Oh. Jurassic Park is a classic movie from Steven Spielberg. It was a revolutionary film for its time, as it was the first movie to use CGI plus animatronics to create what looked like living dinosaurs on the big screen. After the first movie came two sequels, then a reboot series called Jurassic World. I love this franchise, and in fact it's one of my favorites. So what better way to give tribute to a franchise I love than to rank all 5 Jurassic Park movies that are currently out. With that said, let's begin. Number 5. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. This movie was really disappointing. It had a few entertaining scenes and some really cool dinosaurs, but I just didn't get anything out of this movie at all. It had a plot that was very predictable with easy to predict plot twists. In fact, the one plot twist in the movie that just didn't add anything to the movie was when the little girl in the movie turned out to be a clone. It's like, who cares? What does this add to the movie? Most importantly, however, the main reason I didn't like this movie is because it just didn't have a clear message. There wasn't a message I could agree with, or even a message I could disagree with and pick apart. It was just a dumb, mindless, adventure/disaster movie that was missing the wit, heart, and charm that made the other movies so good. So, this movie deserves to be at the bottom of the barrel in my opinion. Number 4. Jurassic Park 3. If I'm not mistaken, a lot of fans tend to put this movie at the very bottom, but it is nowhere near as bad as Fallen Kingdom. That being said, the biggest problem I have with this movie is the dumb decisions that the characters make throughout the movie. Like when Mrs. Kirby was using a megaphone in an area full of carnivorous dinosaurs, and when Billy took raptor eggs from a nest only for raptors to chase after them. Well, what did you expect, dummy? Another complaint I had was when the Spinosaurus took down the T-Rex in one scene, which was sacrilege in a franchise like this considering the T-Rex is the franchise's mascot. Plus, I'm a T-Rex fanatic, so I thought it was a letdown. I also thought the stupidest moment of the film was the whole dream sequence on the plane, where Alan dreams that a raptor is sitting right next to him saying his name. I think it was supposed to be scary, but it turned out to be more funny than scary. But the soundtrack is good, it has its good moments, and overall it's still a fast-paced, very entertaining adventure movie with good special effects. While not a great movie, I wouldn't skip over it in a marathon, and at least it's mercifully short at only an hour and a half runtime. Number 3. The Lost World Jurassic Park. Now we're in the top 3. From here on out, these are the ones I consider the cream of the crop. Obviously, this movie is not as good as the first movie, but it isn't as bad as everyone says it is. Obviously, it's probably the darkest in the series next to Fallen Kingdom. It's not the most well-written Jurassic Park movie, but I still enjoy it more than the previous movies in this list. It had some really cool dinosaurs, and my favorite part of the movie has to be the third act where a T-Rex is loose in San Diego. I thought that was cool. The funniest part of that climax to me is when the T-Rex goes to take a drink in a swimming pool. That was funny. And at the very least, although it wasn't as good as the original movie, it still felt like a Jurassic Park movie to me, and I wouldn't skip over it in a marathon. Number 2. Jurassic World. I absolutely love this movie. This was a surprise hit for me back when it first came out in theaters. I didn't think I would enjoy this movie as much as I did. When I did see it, I loved it so much that I saw it 3 more times on the big screen. From start to finish, this movie was awesome and fun, and had good lessons like not to create something more than you can handle, and not to put your work above your family members. I liked the story, I liked the characters, but most of all I liked the awesome dinosaur sequences. My favorite character probably has to be Chris Pratt's character Owen Grady, who is a raptor trainer. If I want some really fun and exciting dinosaur action with a good story and characters, this is my go-to movie. Out of all the Jurassic Park movies, I watched this one the most, and it is one of my favorite movies of all time. But there is still one more movie that is better than this one, which I will get to right now. Number 1. Jurassic Park. That's right, the original classic that started it all, and it would be sacrilege not to put this movie in the number 1 spot. From start to finish, this is a fantastic movie, and it is probably the most memorable. After all, How can you forget classic scenes like the Brachiosaurus scene, the T-Rex attack, the sick Triceratops scene, the kitchen scene with the raptors, and the scene where you're in a museum and the T-Rex comes to save the day? Such an iconic moment. Without this classic movie, we wouldn't have gotten the other movies after it. If you haven't seen any of the Jurassic Park movies, you should at the very least watch this one, and also Jurassic World, because I love that movie. And that's it for my ranking. If you disagree with this ranking, I'd be curious to know how you'd rank these movies. God bless.